Fifth of 5 bouts, George Foreman against Boone Kirkman. Foreman in the red trunks, Kirkman in the white. Let me reset this weird series of events this afternoon. In the very first fight, Alonzo Johnson stopped in the second. Jerry Judd stopped in the second. Terry Daniels unpopularly stopped in the second. Charlie Polite went all 3 rounds. Foreman has been having a very difficult time today, has been most unimpressive. His behavior has been strange, to say the least, his personal behavior. And he obviously was seeking to prove something here today. What, I don't know. Maybe something to himself. Maybe a desperate attempt to reestablish his confidence in himself as a fighter. Again, I say, only 25 years of age, with that remarkable unbeaten record, with the consecutive knockouts over Joe Frazier to acquire the title and over Kenny Norton in Caracas, Venezuela, one would hardly think that one loss to Ali, that 8th round knockout in Zaire, would so undo him. And yet, in a strange and psychological way, it almost seems to have done just that. Foreman right now, as you see him, is a very tired man, even though he decked Kirkman in the first round. Once again, as in Zaire, the arms seem almost listless. The foot movement is absent, though he has never been one to be swift of feet, to be a boxer. And so this afternoon, which has descended or degenerated into a carnival, put it as you will, has been an afternoon that cannot have a wholesome aspect in George Foreman's boxing career. A good left by Boone Kirkman that hurt George Foreman. Exactly what we're talking about. One has to wonder why, oh why did George Foreman do it? So out of this whole sequence of eerie circumstances, one thing emerges. George Foreman is not the fighter that he was before he fought Muhammad Ali. That seems a fair presumption under the circumstances. And that resets this afternoon in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. Ali himself was utterly agitational here at ringside with me. He seems to have hit to the very nerve center of Foreman's brain. He had Foreman undone, George out of shape to begin with at 232, and he rendered himself into a horse frenzy as he screamed the rope tactics to each of the 5 opponents in succession. Charlie Polite used those very tactics to endure the whole 3 rounds. As the second round comes to its end, we will be back in just a moment. At Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens, this will be the 3rd and final round, the end of what one might charitably call the boxing activities today. 2 rounds with Johnson, 2 with Judge, 2 with Daniels, 3 with Polite, 9 rounds, and now into the 12th round with Boone Kirkman. A weary George Foreman. Foreman in the red trunks, Boone Kirkman in the white. To salvage something. Oh, a good right lead by Kirkman. To salvage something out of the day, Foreman would like to put this man away. It's got to come suddenly. Don't forget, this is a man who in November of 1970, November 18th to be exact, Foreman knocked out in the 2nd round. You can understand this if Foreman were in his 30s, but he's still a kid. Now he's desperate. He's pouring leather. He's got Kirkman staggering all over the place and holding on, as you see. Foreman looking over at his corner, getting instructions. We're in the 3rd and final round. It will be the 12th round of action for George Foreman here today. More, incidentally, than he had ever gone before on any single occasion. Kirkman again got a good right lead on George.
I think George is proving what he wanted to prove, that he has stamina. That's what he You want to prove that he has stamina.
Kirkman is cut over the left eye. There's a slit over the left eye. Foreman quickly going to work on it. But George is tired. You can see it. Referee Sammy Lovegrass is examining the eye. Sammy separates them. As the fight winds down to its end, you will hardly memorialize the events here at Maple Leaf Gardens today. We're up on the ring apron now. George, I wonder if you'd come over here. George, some very strange things happened out there today. We'll get into them, but first, what do you think you proved?
Proved one thing. All them guys are gone, and I'm still hopping up in there, ready to go get some more. After I knock out 5, I'm going to knock out 3. Joe Frazier, Ken Nord, and Ali. Although the referee's not going to allow these guys to lay on the rope like they did. You cannot fight and lay on no rope. You can't fight and lay on no rope. What's wrong with these men? The only reason the guy went to 3 rounds, he laid on the rope. I'm going to fight. I'm going to beat every heavyweight in the world. Then I'm going to retire, go home and kiss my little daughter, and get away from boxing.
Did Ali?
Ali might be good, but as long as I'm around, he's second best. He beat a banana over in Africa. He didn't beat no George Foreman, man. How can you see that? How can he beat me? Where'd he go? Can't beat me. Thank you, Cosell, for coming out and bringing ABC. Get a chance. It looked so easy. People thought it was fake. It looked so easy.
Well, weren't you disappointed?
Right.
Frankly,
now,
George,
look at all the people that came here.
That's true, but weren't you disappointed you didn't knock out Charlie Polite and Boone
You're
Kirkman?
right, but I ain't have but 3 rounds. Next time I'm going to have, if I fight him, I'm going to fight him a 10-round fight just to prove I'm going to knock him out. I tell you, I don't like that laying up against the rope. What the fighter think to see? You can't lay up against no rope.
George,
the referee's supposed to make him come out in the middle of the ring and fight.
One other question, George. What about the laying on the wrestling on the floor with Terry Daniels?
Well, the guy, I told him, I said, you did okay.
Or Jerry Judge?
I told him he did okay. He told me I ain't did blank, 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 blank. And I pushed him. He jumped on me. He's a terrible cat, though. I'm glad someone was around to hold him. I feel good. I'm ready to go. Ready to go some more. Ready to go some more.
Did Ali how much did Ali upset you today with his answer?
Not at all, because I'm in the best of shape. I weigh 232 pounds, and I'm feeling like a big heavyweight. No way that powder puff, low down, good for nothing, loud mouth, Mo Hammond, whatever you call his name, can beat no George Foreman. He's instructing the guys, lay up against the rope. How can you be a champion and lay up against the rope? Man, I'm through talking.
Okay. You really want to fight him as quickly as possible?
I want to fight all of these guys. I just can't do no good against one man. You know, it looks pitiful. After a while, the crowd started pleading for the other guy to do good. I started playing around the last round, because I didn't want to take the guy out, make it look like something. He was bleeding. I don't want to stop. I mean, I've got to get in there and fight all the champions, all the fighters in the world, and I'm going to retire from boxing. Here's a matchmaker right here. Sign the man up, tell him to stop fighting Chuck Webb, and I knocked him out in 3 rounds. I knocked Joe Frazier out in 2 rounds. Kenny Norton out in 2 rounds. Corey would never did have enough heart to fight me. Running Loud was still a kid. I am the best around. No way he can go around and fight these guys and claim to be the best when George Foreman is still alive.
I'm going to go right to work.
Okay, George.
I'm not the best. I still give Williams to Joe Louis. He was the greatest fighter that ever put on a pair of boxing gloves, along with Jack Johnson and Rocky Marciano. George Foreman is today's best.
All right, I've got to ask you one more question. What was that odd scene when it seemed to me you were hitting this youngster right here?
Scratched me in my gum when he took out the mouthpiece. Scratched my gum. That's my cousin, Willie Coppin. I grew him up. And then what are you going to do, turn around and scratch me?
Okay, George. Good luck to you. Thank you very much.
George, a great show. I'm very proud of you. And, George, will you be ready to go about?
All right. George Foreman walks away